Let's get salty!
Everyone, Zeddy here again today with a brand new video. And Blizzard, like, hello? Where are the nerfs? Where are we gonna see less of these 0 mana giants winning on turn 5, or Narrowlaxes cheating out a billion dragons, or, you know, Harbinger vomiting a bunch of 2-drops on turn 1? Yeah, I actually don't know, and I feel like we might be in for a bit more of a longer ride waiting for balance changes, as we have been waiting for over a month, one of the longer periods in modern Hearthstone history. We'll go over the possible timeline of when things can happen, what could get changed, or who knows, the mini set's coming, so everything could be changing. So we'll talk about that, as well as there's one new portrait added to the shop you can actually buy with gold. We'll fully preview that, and I love that they're doing this a bit more often now, which is great. So we'll talk about that, and our giveaway is now up to 4 mini sets out of my pocket to enter that giveaway. Like and comment in the video, link down description below, the one with that thumbnail over there. If we manage to hit another 1,000 subs by next Tuesday, we'll bump it up to 5 mini sets. So hit that sub button, make me go broke. And we are now less than 3,000 subscribers away from that Bran Bronzebeard cosplay. So hit that sub button, make me go Bran, as we're on that road to 100K. Thank you so much, by the way. Thank you so much for 97,000. I didn't think we'd have a chance at 100K this year. We started this year below 90, which is, we're already halfway there, less than halfway through the year. So again, huge thank you to everyone who supports the channel, makes this a reality. I love you guys. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Anyways, let's bitch about Hearthstone for a little bit here, which we've been doing a bit lately. I guess that's what happens when things get a bit stale while we're waiting for balance changes, because yeah, we've been accustomed to getting changes like every month or so, and the last balance patch we got, it's funny if you think about the Ben Brode era of Hearthstone, you could go like half a year or whatever without a nerf, right? Now we're at the point where like it's been a month. It's like, it's been a month? But yeah, April 4th is when we got a very large patch. This was a great patch, by the way. The game was super fresh for like 2 to 3 weeks, which is, that's good in today's game, right? Things are just, the way the video game industry has evolved, like you gotta be updating all the time. I think I was talking to like Cantaloupe, he said since the last balance patch in Hearthstone, which again, April 4th, TFT, you see like 2 or 3. Like it's just the way it is now. People want to be constantly, you know, engaged and have things changed up. And yeah, this was a really good patch, right? Husk got Chain Spirit, a lot of outlier frustration cards, the StarCraft stuff, and it led to a really different patch, but it's been settled. Like it's really gotten stale, at least at High Legend. It's trickling down to the lower ranks. But if you look at the front page of Aegis Replay, it looks great, right? You got 5 classes in the green. You only have like 2 that aren't like super strong, and Warlock and High Legend's good with like Starship Warlock, but the play patterns are what kind of frustrates. And if you look at, you know, High Legend, again, that's a small amount of players, you know, it's not what you should cater to. It's just Paladin and Rogue for the most part. And if you look at like Diamond through Legend, you know, tier 1 shrunk it down to 3. There is still, you know, variety, but there are those play patterns that people would really like to get dialed back, which we have talked about a ton with Shaladrisel Paladin, right? You either have the Flickering Light bot or the Ursol into Shaladrisel combo, which is super frustrating. The Rogue decks where they play, you know, Harbinger really early with like multiple steps and blow out the game, or I guess the whole late game value of like a Sandbox Scoundrel into the whole Wild God thing. But to me, that I really don't mind that much. It's later, it doesn't win the game, it's just a value bomb. I think I can live with that. And Demon Hunter stuff, right? The Death Rattle stuff with Ballhog, the Ravenous card, that can be quite frustrating. And then of course, the most probably contentious of them all, even though it's not tier 1, Zarimi Priest with Narrowlax into all the giant dragons, and then Zarimi. So those are the ones that really stand out. Be like, can we get some changes so we can, you know, have some other things working at the top of the ranks? And I think that's reasonable. That's what we normally would expect. But we're just in this weird patch cadence, right? The mini set will launch, I believe I have it open here, right next Tuesday on May 13th, right? And typically the mini set, whenever they have like any like content launch, doesn't come with balance changes. It has happened, like I believe the last one, the StarCraft one, came with a Ethereal Conjurer change, but it was like one card. So maybe we'll get like 1 or 2 cards, maybe. The more likely thing though is like 2 weeks after that or a week after that, we're likely to get a balance change. Typically the patch cadence, by the way, you get a major patch, 2 weeks after that, you get a balance patch, 2 weeks after that, you might get some content, 2 weeks after that, you get a balance patch. Like you get that every month. And we are at the point where we're waiting for over a month. So typically we'd expect the balance patch to be now, this week, and it hasn't happened. My feeling is it's probably going to be after the mini set, or we get like 1 or 2 emergency changes, right? We could see, again, if it was next week, maybe Nerlax, maybe a Flickering Lightbot, maybe a Harbinger. Those are the ones that really stand out to me. But they could also just be like, you know what? There's playable stuff at tier 1. There's playable stuff at tier 2. We don't know how the mini set's going to impact all this because we have cards like Thirak that could do some stuff. Or I feel like the card that scares me the most, ironically, is the 1-mana Rogue Weapon because it's really good with like Raiding Party and Dread Corsair. That could be pretty insane. Maybe they want to see how that goes and then do a big patch 2 weeks later. So if we're wondering where are the nerfs, they might be a ways away still. It might still be. We could get maybe some next week with that mini set, right? But if you look at history and all that with Hearthstone, it likely won't be for a bit. And it's all just because of this weird condensed schedule, right? Typically the mini set comes out 2 months after the expansion. It's coming out like a month and a half early, and everything's just thrown out of whack, right? The next major patch, 0.4, will be the expansion pre-order. That's likely coming early June. We're already going to have the next expansion pre-order coming soon. So like, again, we're not going to see a balance patch probably with that. It's so weird, but this will not be a normal thing. Because again, if you look at, you know, the whole expansion cycle into the Emerald Dream, you see 0.2 is the mini set with 0.2 Battlegrounds. Next set won't be like that. The mini set will be in 0.4. Same with the last expansion of the year, 0.4. This is just the consequences of doing this condensed cycle, which they want to, you know, have things align differently on their calendar, which is actually explicitly stated in the last balance patch here, right? Where it says, I believe we thought about making a few changes now would best align our goals for the set with our patch schedule, right? They say they normally don't do balance changes this early after a set. So it's just a weird thing. And yeah, my expectations for the next balance patch, the next like significant one, we're probably still 2 weeks away, bare minimum, which could be good, could be bad, depending on how that mini set launches, I guess. But again, we could see a couple changes maybe with the next patch. I'll keep you guys posted. I'll keep you up to date, obviously. But I would, if you're patiently awaiting or not patiently awaiting balance changes, yeah, it might be a ways away. And I'm in the camp of like, I would really like changes. And that goes for Wild too, by the way. I feel like I don't talk enough about Wild sometimes. I'll send some Wild love where Paladin is just so dominant there. Especially, I think I saw a Corbett tweet I'll highlight, you know, just it's all Uther. If you look at HS Guru, we talked about that the other day. I would like to see Wild changes, or the whole Draka situation, right? Being out of control there at High Legend. I think Wild hasn't had a patch in a bit. It deserves one. And typically the Wild patches fall in to the patch after a mini set. So again, we could see Wild changes too. We're a bit of ways away. So I thought I would give an update on that. But I did want to preview a portrait for you guys. Take a look at the shop. They have the returning Sir Finley Mergleton here. For Paladin, comes with a card back. You can get it for gold. It's actually a really good portrait. It's a more premium one with like animations and stuff. But there is a new portrait. I'll say new because it's actually been in Battlegrounds for a while. But Study K, it's 1,000 gold, 875 Canadian, I believe 750 USD. It's a Mage portrait. I love it. I love that they're using like really popular Battlegrounds ones, adding for gold. And just be warned, next Tuesday the mini set will go live. It's 2,000 gold. So if you don't have the gold, you might want to save the gold for the mini set. But it's a really nice portrait, and she looks and sounds like this.
AFK versus Anduin.
The light shall bring victory.
Can this wait? Wonderful to see you. Nice move. Thank you. Wow. Whoops. You can't beat me. Mana's too low. that. My bad. You've won this time.
Yeah, it's always cool to see, even if it's not truly a new portrait, like a new constructed portrait available right away for gold. I think that's really nice, and one of my favorites out there, even though it's a more basic portrait and all that. So I thought I would share that. And by the way, the shop, if you're in the Netherlands or Turkey or one of those regions where it's been locked, I've been told that it shouldn't be. They should have fixed the shop issue. You can let me know if it's not fixed or whatever, but they think they've actually hit that. So hopefully you guys can access the shop and like play arena again. Wouldn't that be nice? Although the arena not in the best state at the moment. Anyways, yeah, we're waiting nerfs. We'll see what happens. Stay tuned for news and all that good stuff. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. Have a great day and stay salty, my friends.